They got me feeling like I'm academics. Can't run away.
It's all I want you to fuck with.
All right.
I say, Jazz, get out that car. Because I don't want you to get caught up in it. Because it's finna be some bullshit.
Yo. What up? What up?
Big lemon meringue head, rhinoceros forehead, kept me waiting 48 minutes ass, nigga. Fuck going on?
Yo, Wack, man. I'm gonna take the credit, man. They got you on the fire, man. They said Wack ain't sounding the same no more, man.
What you mean?
They say your tone done changed, man. They say you went from doubling down to saying you were trolling the whole time.
No. Hold on. First of all, what I said was, after reading that paperwork, like, I don't know that dude. Yeah. You got to remember, it's like, all right, Act, me and you.
Yeah.
Ever since we met, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything we do, it be about building on some business somehow, some way, right?
That's a fact.
And it's like you going to read some paperwork where you see I'm doing all that kind of shit right now. You're going to be like, I don't know that Wack, right? And only thing I did say was, when it came to the family, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, Act, I could let you hear so much shit people call me with and telling me shit, and I know they be trying to get me to run with it so they can say, look at that stupid motherfucker, we fed him some bullshit and he ran with it, right? They'll do that, right? So when if you ask me right now, Wack, when your brother died, I can tell you time, date, year, everything. Certain shit you don't forget when somebody was murdered. So when she first called me, and I'm like, yo, so when your brother get killed? And she told me 2022, right then, Act, I thought the bitch was a troll. I ain't gonna lie. Because I'm reading an article that says 2021. And then when she started telling me certain shit about the DNA, bro, when we parole out here from the penitentiary, you cannot walk out of that prison until you give them a swab inside your cheek for your DNA. It's just mandatory. And I'm going to tell you why. They come do that prior to. So if you're wanted in New York or Kentucky or Miami, they say you're paroling from CDC into the custody because they want you over there. They got 45 days to come get you. You get what I'm saying? Because if I leave some saliva in the fountain blue and a crime happened and they swab it, it's going to come back me.
Wack, listen. You know, first of all, I think you're a little bit backtracking when you're doing it for the wrong reason. I'm not
backtracking shit. When TMZ told me the family's authentic, I'm telling you, it's a big TMZ interview got done a week ago, bro. They said, Wack, Harvey, I call Harvey like I call you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Harvey said, Wack, the family's authentic. We seen them, we sat down with them, we did a big interview. It's coming. Right? Once he told me that, right, it was what it was. But other than that, I'm not, nigga, I'm going to be real, bro. Like, I'm going to tell you, some people, I know how I know them. Fuck they past. I didn't meet Big U till 04. So whatever the fuck he did in the 80s and 90s, bro, I don't know that Big U. The Big U I know is trying to figure out how to start a label. How could he do this? How could he do that? We didn't do that type of shit. I today don't do that kind of shit.
Hey, Wack, I'm all the way in your corner with it. I think you just need to tell people, like, nigga, because you know they're thinking, yo, you knew a little bit too much. Well, I'm like, no, Wack is just smart. Wack know how to put
I knew a little bit too much. Where though? Where did I know too much at?
They felt you know the details before the indictment. Like usually that's kind of rare. Like if the police,
motherfucker, I played the record. But the only details we do is what was on the recording and with Brick Baby. Now Brick Baby, now we done ran through this shit. I done read it 3 times. I gotta retract. Brick Baby ain't do no telling. You know why Brick Baby ain't in the indictment act?
You did say Brick Baby was working. Is he working?
No, listen, no. On the AK, he got something going on. But we was trying to figure out why Loose Cannon's in the indictment and he's not. You know why? Brick Baby was a victim. He got extorted too. If you read the paperwork, bro,
Wack, you can't get extorted while you're doing a crime. You know what I mean? Like,
no bullshit. You're a motherfucking lie.
It's like going to the police station saying, yo, they robbed me for my cocaine. They're going to be like, nigga,
No. See, this what you are not understanding, bro. Brick Baby did a move that had nothing to do with nobody.
But it's
in
a
the
crime.
paperwork.
Is it a crime?
Yeah, but listen, they found out. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
They found out Brick Baby called a nigga and robbed a nigga's plug. Somehow they found out about Brick Baby's move that ain't got nothing to do with nobody. So what they say is Brick Baby got to pay us half, right? In essence, they got Brick Baby rated and hot. So when they went and said Brick Baby got to pay us half, and they squeezed him, Brick Baby took a bag off and said it's 5,000 to 7,000 in there. That's your half. They squeezing him. They had nothing to do with the move. When they count it, it's in the paperwork. It's 2,000-3,000. They say, "Oh no, we got to go find this nigga." So guess who went to find the nigga? The police. So what they used was that little pop shit to get the warrant. When they came in there, they found the K. This is why when Brick Baby called 600, who at the time was his pal, his exact words was, "It's a Rico coming down, but it ain't a 6-0 Rico. It's a big U Rico." He tell us this June 2023. He said they won't cuz for a body in Vegas. At this time, we're oblivious to any of this shit. If you go find recordings of us in 2023, you'll hear us saying what Brick Baby told us, right? Now, fast forward. Then the shit come out. What did it say? Big U Enterprise. Right?
Hold on. Let me backtrack 1 second though, because you said if you're basically saying Brick Baby was getting extorted, but if the feds are looking at
it says it in the paperwork.
No, but hold on. But if the feds wouldn't look at that as
So were you
extortion if they're saying that Brick Baby's in the same organization doing the same thing. That's just like
that's not, bro. Listen,
that's just paying the piper.
Not part of their, bro. When you say you're part of a nigga's organization, that means, see, this is where they got loose at. They're saying, Loose, you did this move for this individual against the same individual, and you guys came together and counted it and broke it up. That's the same organization. Brick did a motherfucking robbery on a nigga way over somewhere else that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. And that organization found out and said, "Nigga, because you from the hood, you got to pay." It's in the paperwork, bro. All y'all niggas got to do is read it.
No.
Because
You're accurate. It's in the paperwork. It's just how the feds are looking at it. I don't think the feds will look at it like Brick is some ancillary part that got nothing to do with Big U.
Bullshit. That's how they gonna look at it. They're gonna look at it and look. The fact. See, this is what you got.
Ain't Brick the subject of another indictment where it's alleged that he's supplying guns and shit like that?
That ain't got nothing to do with them. It's sealed, right? So, but this is what you're missing.
Okay.
The only way the police is gonna tell Brick, when that nigga Brick told 600, I'm listening. He said, "Yo, it's a indictment coming down, but it ain't a 60 indictment. It's a big U indictment. Cuz it's hot for a body in Vegas." This is June 2023. Nobody knows about this
kid.
Wait,
Brick Baby said that in 2023?
He told us, this is what you ain't fucking listening to. When they picked him up for the K, they let the nigga go a day or two later. He called 600. Him and 600 is running together. They had no jumper together. They taking pictures and shit together. He said, "Bro, the indictment coming down, but it's not a rolling 60 indictment. It's a big U indictment. Something about a body in Vegas." We don't know what the fuck is going on. When the feds go to Big U house in August, we think, right, it's some fraud shit. Because they take him and his wife.
So Big U knew about if Brick is telling y'all this or telling 600 this, Big U must know that the feds was hot on his tails.
I don't think this is one, bro. Hold on. That's just I want to hear basically Akademiks call Wack out. Basically, I want to hear him basically say like, okay, well, it shows in here that you said this and this on the Rico. So let's just try to see. I think Trap might have been the one that had the content. If it's not Trap, then I'm gonna find it somewhere else though. So One of these is coming up. It's coming up. Yep.
So yo, short time in and trap to back the same, like cracking the same, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. More does good content we got going
Shout
on
out
here
to
at
Trap, man. Shout out to Trap.
Network. Good news you can use. Good knowledge though you can't get in nobody's college though, man. Good morning to everybody watching TNN Trap News Network. Good news you can use. Good knowledge you can't get nobody's college, big dog. Starting off your day the right way, on the light way, on the light way. It's the right way, man. Some news you can use. Some knowledge you ain't finna get nobody's college, big dog. Some news you can use in 10. Some knowledge though you ain't get nobody's college though, big dog. Tap in with that, tap in to make sure in fact tapped in with that good tap in with everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. Make sure y'all get into that. If you ain't got into all of that, we need y'all to hit that like, we need y'all to hit that comment, hit that get subscribe button for everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network, man. I need y'all to make sure that y'all showing this good love to everything we got going on, man. Make sure y'all showing that good love to everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. We need y'all to hit that notification bell. We need y'all to hit that subscribe button. And above all, we need y'all to make sure that you guys are involved with everything we got going on. Man at the Garden Freestyle. Please don't touch my It Got a Body on It. Fairy Tales is out now. Get into all that if you ain't got into all that. And I need y'all to make sure that y'all hit that subscribe button, man. It's very important that you hit that subscribe button. Get into
What's
that.
up to Trap, man?
That. You feel me? You feel me? We finna jump into this Kantiana. Slide back over to Akademiks. Akademiks has been giving Wack100 a really hard time over the past few days. I don't know if you guys are aware that Akademiks have been giving Wack an extremely hard time over the past few days, man. So we finna actually get into that good news and 10. You can use in 10 without no further do's or don'ts. We finna slide back over there.
Person is gonna be like, how come Wack always got a tape? What's the point of having Wack with a secret tape of somebody else?
Akademiks, I don't always have nothing. If tapes come out every day, I just have access to what I had access to. Get your facts right. Tapes come out every motherfucking day. A tape came out of the niggas that shot Sauce Walker. I didn't have the tape. The law enforcement had the tape. Tapes come out every Diddy. A tape came out of Diddy beating the shit out of Cassie. I didn't have the tape. I just got access to what I had access to, bro.
You did have the Oscar De La Hoya either pictures or tape, though.
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I never said that.
You made it.
I said the attorneys.
They paid like $850,000, huh?
You definitely said that you had the videotapes of Oscar.
Yeah, he did say he had the tape to Oscar De La Hoya.
Way more than that.
Really?
It was way more money than that. That's just, what the fuck.
I love how everything Wack says, Akademiks fact checks and cross checks it.
When you broker a deal, you broker a deal, bro.
Yeah, but you do understand. Again, I clearly I'm understanding. I'm agreeing with you. I don't believe it's that.
Nah,
but when people hear it, they might be like,
because you don't know what the fuck. You wasn't around for a lot of shit. Even that shit, we talking. That's 07 shit, 06, 07, 08 type shit. You just wasn't the fuck around. So
you just said that he's referring to the Ray J, Kim Kardashian thing, but you said that you wasn't around. Never mind.
Yeah, what the fuck?
At the end of the day, if somebody comes to me,
he be condescending. Yeah, contradicting.
Somebody just came to me the other day. Swear to God. Just came to me the other day. He said, Wack, I got these contracts against this company. They tell me your law firm has already went at the company. I said, yeah, they're familiar with the legal. He said, we can't find a law firm. If I turn it over to your law firm, could I give you 10%? Will they fight it for me? I said, yeah, no problem. I turned it over to the law firm. Law firm called me this morning. They said, Wack, this is like $150 million play. I said, that's cool. Contracting, he'll come down to the office and sign it. That's it. So guess what? When this shit comes out, if I want to talk about it, I can. You're going to say, Wack, how did you get it? The nigga called my phone.
Because the allegation was that it was an alleged video of him wearing fishnet and getting a train ran on him by 4 large African American men.
American men? Nobody even mentioned African American people.
No, I'm reading the headline. I don't know if this is real.
Y'all added men. I've never known Oscar De La Hoya to deal with men. Yeah, y'all.
Well, you were the one that said that Oscar De La Hoya was taking a 12-inch whoop-de-bam and
Yeah, he did say that.
So, yeah, there's that.
Nobody ever said Oscar De La Hoya was gay, bro. With men. Nobody ever said that. You capping.
I'm reading that headline. I'm reading
But listen, let me tell you why this ain't no secret. Oscar De La Hoya talked about it on Club Shay Shay.
He did admit. That's a fact.
So at the end of the day, what it is a lot of y'all people just wasn't around. The shit I'm saying, it ain't nothing new. It just new to y'all.
Yeah, but also, like, again, not because he talked about it. I mean, there was news articles back in 2018 saying Oscar De La Hoya and ex Shannon Mokler at the center of $2 million extortion plot after 2 Instagram models filmed the naked boxer engaged in depression. So again, there was some extortion involved in that situation.
There was definitely some extortion involved in that situation. Wack, how are you involved?
Not
I don't know what the models did. They could have did some shit. I don't know the models.
Hey, by the way, back then it says DailyMail.com can reveal that the women are now being investigated by the FBI. That they were investigated.
You said 2018?
Well, this when the article came out.
Yeah, because
why does Wack always pretend to eat when he's on the phone? Like, does he keep like a bag of like popcorn next to him and he just pretends to eat it whenever he's like? Why does he always pretend like he's eating on the phone? Does he think that it's cool to eat and talk? Like, does he think that that's like the coolest thing to do ever?
The whole business deal was done like 06, 07, 08, 09, something like that.
So it looks like, again, not saying you did it, but
06, 07, 08, 09. Damn, nigga, that's a lot of gap. Like, goodness gracious.
It looks like the feds did try to investigate some type of extortion with Oscar De La Hoya.
Yeah, I don't know. Now, somebody else, you got to remember too, bro. You got to remember. You never know if it's a whole nother situation. You get what I'm saying? This could be a whole nother escapade you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, because you're talking some 2018 shit. I don't know nothing about that. And it was like 4 women involved, so I don't really know what you're talking about with that. Because all this shit was like 08, 10 or something like that. So I don't know nothing about that. It could be a whole
06, 07, 08, 09. Now it's 010. Goodness
He just switched the years like 4 times.
Back, don't he?
no, that's escapade.
That's true. Hey, what's your response to people feeling like, well, you know, I was thinking on the opposite side, saying maybe the feds would try to talk to you, try to ask if you're a victim, which you say you're not, and you say you ain't talk to them. But do you at all are in fear that they might be saying, because they list you as a rival, and for what if they're saying one guy was doing bad? Are you nervous they investigate you?
Listen to me.
Why do you keep trying to cut off Akademiks? Like, what Akademiks is reading is not in a federal indictment piece of paper. So you could cut off Akademiks all you want. Act. It don't change the fact that shit is in that federal paperwork, big dog. And
it's in the paperwork, dog.
Act until you blue in the face. It don't change the fact that you have to deal with a judge when it comes to these situations.
Big U has been classified as a Rolling 60 Crip since the mid-'80s. Right? I've been documented since 1989. Right?
Yeah.
Do you know what they put down when they see a Crip and a Blood?
No, tell me.
Rivals.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense. But that doesn't make you like, yo, let me make sure I cross my T's, dot my I's. I don't want them to try to fuck with me, even if you're not doing nothing. Even if you're not.
Bro, so what you saying, because Big U was on the phone telling somebody he want to break my jaw, I supposed to worry about that?
Shit, you just don't want to. I mean, obviously, again, I'm a square, so anything with the fans get a nigga spooked. So I don't know what's your demeanor to even you being in the paperwork? Like, you're in the work, literally.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are, Wack.
Well, I mean, you're listed.
You're a liar. You're a liar.
No, your name is mentioned in the indictment. Okay. Right? Am I saying it wrong?
Shaquille O'Neal's name is too.
Say again?
Shaquille O'Neal, nigga.
Draymond Green name is too.
No, I'm not saying that they aren't, but
so tell me.
You're a dude that comes from
the streets. Huh?
Saying that you a scary snitch.
You're a dude that
Scary,
comes from. I'm just asking, does that give you any cause to pause? Because this is what I would do.
Does that give you any cause to pause? Is crazy.
I'm done. I'll be done talking about anything open,
bro. Listen. If you ask me, do you ever think Big U told somebody, fuck you? I'm going to be like, of course. Probably every day. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, okay.
What the fuck? That's a wiretap, bro. That's a wiretap. Now, what I didn't see was we need to get rid of Cuz. I'm going to pay a nigga to kill him. I didn't see none of that. You seen that? I didn't see that.
No, I ain't see that. I did not see that. I'll be honest.
No, okay, I'm just saying, like, you niggas be... all I seen is he wanted to break my jaw, and he said I was begging for my life. That's all I saw.
Would you, I know it's really early in the case, but if Big U got a life sentence, would you celebrate?
What?
If he got a life sentence,
Would you
be
celebrate? Yeah, you a fucking troll,
Hey,
bro.
bro, didn't I just tell you I ain't never celebrated nobody going to jail? You ever seen me celebrate somebody going to jail?
No, I ain't see that.
Have you ever seen me celebrate somebody going to jail? Yes or no?
No, I haven't seen it. I can't lie. I haven't seen it.
Okay.
But I ain't gonna lie. It's the first time for everything. They'll be like, man, shit. Get a good little Tiger Woods, you know what I mean, fist pump, like, yes, get him out of here. That nigga was trying to harm you.
Listen,
That nigga was trying to harm you.
I've never celebrated nobody going to
Oh
jail.
shit.
Ever.
He did say that. He said he was trying to
All
harm,
right.
bro.
Hey, did you see the gay interview?
That's what you're supposed to be in here for, but you in here talking about.
All right, man. We up out to the next one, man. Y'all know the deal. Red dots to the left. Y'all know the rest, and it's free. Avenue Angel, so he's free. We are gone.
Shout out to Trap, bro. We gonna double back probably on bro in a second, but nah, I don't know. I thought there was something else for academics. Yeah. Here we go, right here.
And again, first of all, I wouldn't even entertain any conversation. I see some people trying to with the bullshit. You're not listed in this indictment as witness, cooperant, victim, nothing, which means the police is acknowledging you've never had contact with them, right?
Never. It was over
They
with.
actually describe you as
I want to see where he
reliable,
said that he said
basically
he was
almost somebody
scared
they
of
might be looking into
60
their
guns or
credentials.
something he
So it
said.
doesn't look like, but I will say some of what you may have done may have helped with the timing, right? I
Look
think
at
you,
Vlad and
I
Trap
think you tipping
Wolf
off Big U.
looking at him.
I think that definitely
I
helped with
did
the timing.
what?
I think you going online and saying that, and the only reason I'm saying this is that if you ever read any federal indictment,
I did what? I tipped him off.
you tipped them off via
What
online.
did the lady say in the recording I sent you?
Well,
Please don't what?
please don't tell. But this is why I'm coming to this conclusion. Same. So the way how these type of, especially murder, like we haven't seen the grand jury indictment. It has to go to grand jury. This was done through just a complaint, which means they usually go through this is a 4-year investigation. They're definitely going to grand jury. They only do, that's a quick way to get an indictment when an officer or an agent says, we need you to sign off on this, that we can arrest them. I think that they think Big U is about to be on the run, honestly. Why would he be on the run? Wack is on everywhere. Yo, they're coming. End of the month. Like
looking at him like, you motherfucker.
So again, we're gonna see the real.
Stop
Yeah.
fucking them.
No, I thought then.
How many times have I capped?
Man, you didn't like him though. So plus, you're saying certain shit. I know you
This
spoke
way
to
Adam and
or you had
Vlad
some
and Trap
information from the
Wolf
fam.
are looking.
Like this is like you should only know this if you're doing the investigation. But I get it. They told the people. So we're gonna get the real indictment
right
very soon.
Yeah.
But the way they did it is usually to prevent. They did it to Dirk because Dirk was gonna board a plane.
Right. And I hesitate to even open this can of worms, but we have reason to be skeptical about your statements about Big U because you obviously co-signed loose cannon telling the story about how Big U basically got Nipsey killed or whatever.
We never said he got Nipsey killed.
Okay,
Why
but
y'all
you're
keep
saying that he
that?
had premeditated knowledge that Nipsey was
No,
going to
what
get
he's
killed.
saying is,
And that didn't really pan out, although a lot of people are now looking at those statements as if they might have a lot more validity than they once thought.
what are you talking about? Because Big U that says, that's my little brother. He was the face of the neighborhood. All I did was support and stand behind him. But on page 83, he says, what? I'm the biggest road in 60 come out. I'm even bigger than Nipsey Hussle. That's what he said, right? Did you read that?
Wack100.
Did he read that? Did he read that?
Is that in the report?
Huh? You seen that, right? But this is the dude. This is why I told you, hey, yo, bro, every time I see dude talking about, that's my little brother, that's this, and I know what you said in my house and said, and let me hear, and the things you told me, and the things you wanted me to do that I refused to do, right? I sent you him telling me, here go the contracts, go after the state for me. All that, he's a snitch, he's this, we got this, we got that, we got this, that, and I'm sitting back, yo, tell that dude to release them sex tapes. Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Yo, Wack, the only eerie thing about this is that everything that I think you had to educate, like, because we all listen to you on Clubhouse, right? You had to educate us what the grid program was. You were asking questions then.
We educated you.
How is this guy with the grid pro? And
say it.
The feds basically said the same damn thing. You got a crystal ball or something. I'm just glad to be your friend. Okay.
I got a crystal ball at home in form of R&B and cheeks.
Dual crystal balls. Gotcha. Yeah, but I mean, in general, if you see an older gangster with a charitable organization, what percentage of the time is it just a scam so they could still be doing bullshit?
I ran with him for 17 years.
Not really, right?
Yeah, really.
17?
17.
We saw y'all publicly for a couple years, really.
No,
right?
that's you.
Yeah.
But you came home in 04.
Okay.
Beat his son half to death. We bailed him out. Paid for his attorney. Reggie probably told you about that. If not, he'll tell you because he was around for it, right? Paid for his attorney. That's back when the Infinity QX56 first, and we had the same matching car. Like you wouldn't know if it was him or me, right? 17 years we ran, right? 17 years. He would tell people, Wack got the key to my front door. That's why I told Brick, hey, Brick, I've never seen you in my life. I never seen you at Crenshaw High. I never seen you at the funerals. I helped him bury a bunch of dudes over there. I never seen you at his crib, at the office. I never seen you. You didn't come out to all the video shoots, all these radio events we was having. How the West was won. Me and my boy AD created that. Crush Groove, we created that. I had contracts with Nick Masters at Live Nation. I would cut Big U in so Bro could eat because we were showing him how to hustle in the industry. Before he left, he wasn't in the industry. It was Key to Rock from 6-0. It was S-Mac from 6-0, the industry guys, right? There was no Big U. So when he came home, we embraced him, set him at the table, and we plugged him everywhere. This is why when I stepped away from him, all the industry went away from him.
You really feel like that?
That's a fact.
Everybody stopped.
Go to 2021.
I feel like a lot of people think it was the inverse of that, where a lot of people stopped going with you.
Who, me?
Yeah.
My plugs ain't stopped. You know that.
Definitely felt like you became a lot more controversial in the industry because of that, though.
Because of what?
Because of you and Big U going to war.
Bro, no,
I don't take it as that.
You
I think
crazy.
vice
I think it's vice versa.
I was always, bro, he had no contracts, right? His only artist that got a deal, me and Game, got him the deal. He screwed it up, right? You got a dude that's struggling to try to keep his home from getting taken and all this other crazy
He said he
stuff.
didn't see Brick.
Wack was
Crenshaw,
on DJ Slate. That's me.
At
We put him with T.I.
funerals or anything like
S-Mac
this.
plug.
I mean, why you would just bring that up?
All my artists on my side. When he needed scooty bikes for the kids giveaway, who supplied them? Yo, could you get Game to promote my football league? Who got that done? Right? Yo, could you help me? Could Nip go on tour? Who got that done? Let's talk about it. Like, bro, he has no real connects in the industry. Zero.
And you've always kind of been resentful of the fact that people treat him as if he's kind of on your level.
I'm not resentful that he ain't got more money than me. He ain't got no he has no plaques. He don't have no resources. He has no stamps in the passport. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
What
y'all
are
look
you
at it
talking
completely
about?
different. Like
He's
I
not
feel
on my level with no damn music industry.
Wack's like one of the most
That's crazy.
influential voices.
I mean, Big U hasn't had successes in the entertainment world. People act like he does, but there's no
Because
real
we
receipt
put it
for
around him.
He did like one documentary style show.
That was my show. I gave it to him. They begged me for 18 months. That's the homie from Compton Paul Rue show, Jim Bob. Jim Bob came to me for 18 months. Him and one of the writers for Power, begging me to do it. I didn't want to do it. No disrespect, because I didn't want the segment to end with music for me. I always told myself when I do that type of style thing, I want to have my other thing going on. right? Which like now I could do it.
Yeah.
Because it's going on, right? But I said, Jim, by no disrespect, that's a G homie. But I said, go ahead, Big U do it. He'll eat it up. He looking for the light.
Wait, let me ask you a couple questions because I ain't gonna lie. It was
I don't know about
reading
all
through the
that.
entire indictment. I was fucking flabbergasted of just how accurate. And I'm not gonna lie, you said these things, and all these niggas gaslit you me. They were like, "What are you talking about? What AK case? What this?" Nigga, I'm reading through the shit. I'm like, this nigga Wack is on the money.
June 23rd, 2023.
But how do you find out about that though?
Okay, I'm gonna keep it 100. Could I tell how I found out about it?
Whatever you want to say.
Okay.
He said that it was somebody, one of his homies,
intimate,
busting down Rick's BM, and that
homies.
she let him know or whatever who it was.
That's how you really
FBI
found
at
out?
the door.
Nigga, when he went to jail, she called her significant other.
I think it was like an ex-boyfriend.
Ain't no
type
ex,
situation, wasn't it?
ain't no ex-boyfriend. Cause I know my homeboy and I know his situation, right? It's Lil John's homie. Lil John know I'm talking about. He's a very well-known dude. He's tied to a bunch of people, right? So when he went, I get the call. He said, hey, you know, that boy called up, said, who that? Whoop. I said, how you know? He said, you know. I said, oh, okay. You serious? He said, yeah, I'm gonna send you his info. They come in, they catch him with a K. She gonna know because she at home. They catch him with a K. This how I knew. This is why when Brick was saying in one of these rooms, having a tantrum, I don't know how Cosby knowing he on some police shit. That's because, nigga, you got a leak in your waterbed. I don't wake up and say, the day while he was still in there, I'm on Clubhouse saying it.
Not gonna lie, man.
I called the date.
You called
called the date, the year.
Free Brick.
I told you what caliber.
And let me ask you, you know, actually, I got a question for Adam on this. Because, like, even reading the whole thing in this what they call the Big U Enterprise, and even when Brick Baby comes up here to work, even certain conversations being allowed on this platform, they ever pull you to the side, like, again, not saying that it would be the cause of it, but it's exacerbating it, right? It's so adding context, like
all the time.
Y'all are coming in here and y'all are literally I mean, there's a part where they're like, hey, we knew this, but then on the No Jumper podcast, they corroborated it. And I'm like,
no, definitely. And just because I have it pulled up, I really want to just play this one clip that has been going kind of viral. That's like generally considered to be like the most federal clip that anybody on the podcast has ever had. This is Loose Cannon.
Basically, it's like, cause he'll be like he'll
talking about Big U.
things like we'll go and do something, and the same niggas we do it to show up to the house like 10 minutes later when we trying to counting everything, right? And we
I heard this so many times.
we're gonna just give them like $40,000 back and stuff like that, but cause it's actually putting us in paperwork, right? And like doing like real police shit. I seen the nigga get like 20 guns.
Do another
He got
clip
20 guns. He's selling them to the homies, but I'm like, why are you writing down the serial numbers? So it's like he was doing like shit like that, and I didn't catch on. So it was like
it's another one where Akademiks just called Wack100.
They got me feeling like I'm academics. Can't ride away.
If Wack don't answer,
Wait. Nah, there's another one after that. Hold on. 2 days ago. Yeah.
They got me feeling like I'm academics. Can't ride away. Nothing, man. They still gotta let me free. I ain't did nothing.
Damn.
Free the Brick, bro. All right.
Yeah, that shit's sad, chat. Wow. Crazy. Hey, I did have an interesting conversation today. And I wanna get y'all opinion on this. I want to get y'all opinion, chat. Because
let me just lay it out and then you tell me. So Wack called me today, and Wack was extremely irate. He called me today. And usually me and Wack personal conversations I don't even bring on here, but I do want to bring it on here because I understand the overall context of what he was saying to me. Wack called me and he was just like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been a brother to you. You've been a brother to me. And I said, yeah, of course. That's been our relationship for a long time. And he said, I don't like the narrative you're running on me. And he then said, because at first I'm confused. I'm like, narrative, I'm running on him. He said, listen, you got people saying things about me that is, number one, not true, but they're using things that you've said to kind of piggyback off. And he's like, if you're my brother, why would you do that? And let me tell you, if you've ever had a conversation with Wack when he's upset, you barely get a word in. And
yeah, he talk over everybody.
I definitely wanted to clear something up. If it was ever put out that so let me give you the backdrop. And I said the exact same thing to Wack. Again, it was like an hour conversation. I barely got a word in. I promise you, I barely got a word in. Okay. Wack, I've never seen Wack this upset. But Wack was blaming me for this narrative about him, which I ain't gonna lie. I was like Googling while I'm on the phone with him because I'm like, what narrative niggas got going on? And apparently people are saying A, B, C, and D. But I think he's blamed me for it spurring from the conversation we had. And I want to be very transparent. The conversation we had where after I heard that Adam got not pulled in by the feds, but they went to his house and said, what up? And they said, yo, could we get this, whatever? I said, yo, I'm going to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if the police try to talk to Wack. That's pretty much all I said. And I'm going to tell you why. And I was trust me, I'm on the phone with Wack. I'm trying to get these thoughts. I'm trying to tell him.
He ain't gonna let you talk though. He never.
If I really thought like, you're whatever, I'm not bringing it online. I'm just thinking out loud, like I think about out loud with every case. We just talked about the Diddy case. I'm like, you know what? Yo, I'm expecting to hear some more co-conspirators. If we don't see co-conspirators, they might be testifying against it. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm using my educated brain, right? We cover a lot of cases. A lot of times we could make reasonable deductions. Now, for me, when I said that was a reasonable deduction. Now, I'm going to also give you some more details. If you guys watch the Vlad podcast, I said a little bit more about it. I never really ever meant to talk about this because I really don't think this is content. I do not think the feds' indictments, Rico, is content.
Yeah,
okay?
it's really not.
This is something that I would probably never mention. But I did use my experience to kind of as a foundation to say, I understand how they probably came at Adam and what they're going to want. Yeah, I remember I broke this whole down. I said, this is what they're going to want from Adam. Again, I've never fully told my situation because to me, nothing to do with police in that serious sense, even if I'm an innocent civilian, it's not content. Okay? Especially when you have friends that might be indicted or are indicted. Now, let me get to the so I'm going to jump in between where I got my thoughts from, but also how Wack is seeing it. Apparently, and I did my Googles and research today. People have taken the conversation that I had with Wack and they've made it to a point where they're like, by the way, yes, Wack came across very angry. whatever. But you gotta realize Wack's a street dude. He don't like nobody mentioning his name with police. That's a fact. He don't. I'm a civilian. Also, I've had experience where they did try to come talk to me. Or they try to come get some shit from me, right? When I had the conversation with Wack multiple times on stream, him coming off irate and seemingly defensive. And I remember Adam 22, when they did the Adam and Wack show, he brought it up there. But then it spurred a narrative that means Wack is guilty, right? Of either a few things. The police came and talked to him, and he's now spooked because he thinks he's going to get indicted. Number two, and I think this is the most prevalent narrative, that he's the police, right? Because if they don't come to talk to you, that means they're working with them. And what other narratives? Number three is that he's like, I don't know. I think it's a combination of number one and number two, right? And I think those narratives have been running wild. And I think those narratives, you know, again, Wack does care about his integrity, even though, of course, everybody do their content, blah, blah, blah. But he cares about his integrity. He's not fond of negative, or not necessarily negative. He's not fond of a untrue narrative that goes against him and his integrity. So while we were talking today, because I was saying to him, I'm like, Wack, I never said you're the police. I've also never said, without a doubt, because he was like, yo, you think the police came and talked to me? We can make a bet. He basically denied it. And I even told him, I said, Wack, you know when I asked you that question on live, all you have to do is just say, no, they never came. You got so defensive, people made up, like, it's like you're watching two people talk, you're like, oh no, that triggered him. I know what's up with that. If that triggered him, that means there's smoke. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Do you get what I'm saying? So after the conversation, and by the way, I understand narratives, because narratives has been I've been on the worst sides of sometimes narratives that I tried to clear up 20 million times, but nobody gave a fuck. And of course, I've been on sometimes the good side of narratives, but whatever. But like, you usually care about the bad. Now, I only say that to say this.
We're going to see something else real quick, a little quick one. That one's kind of dragging on. Yeah, let's see. Go back. See if Trap got it. He might have one with Akademiks.
TNA Trappers Network, back in the same, like a crack in the same. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe for more of the good content we got going on here at TNA.
Yeah,
Good news you can use. Good knowledge, you ain't finna get nobody's college, big dog. Tap in with that tap in, next here. Tap in with that tap in. You feel me? Like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Hit all say tap in for the latest and the greatest. Everything we got going on here at TNA Trappers Network. It's like good news you can use. It's like good news you can nobody's college, big dog. Like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe. Tap in with
Shout
that
out to
tap in.
Act 2, but I just use
Tap in. You feel me? Like, comment,
listen
subscribe,
real
like, comment,
quick,
subscribe,
get off
like, comment, and make
next
sure you
video.
hit that good Good. Subscribe button, man. Notification bell. Hit all say tapped in. The latest and the greatest. What we
We're
got
trying
right
to
here at 10 and trap.
minimize it to
Good
about
news you can use, man.
23,
Please don't touch my. It
25
got a
minutes
body on it.
video.
Fairy Tales Man at the Garden. Won't forget. And Boogeyman all out now, man. Make sure I get in tab. You ain't got into that. We finna go ahead and just slide over to DJ Akademiks, man. He got something interesting going on that I want to check into. Why does Wack100 have so many freaky deaky tapes? Why? If you haven't known, recently Akademiks have been putting belt to A double as far as Wack100 is concerned. Let's see what Axe talking about. Let's get into
With
it.
them requesting from Adam, right? That cease and desist with Big U, and that was centered around Nipsey, or a conversation around Nipsey. Since they're talking about extortion, and I'm just trying to have you clear it up. Because some people might be like, well, how come Wack ain't get picked up when Wack was talking about Nipsey on tape, fucking a chick with another man, and they got the secret tape. Wack got mad secret tapes, and he basically threatened to put it out, or not threatened to put it out, but he has.
Wait, slow down. See, there y'all go again.
Yeah.
I've always said.
You say now you're backtracking and walking down your statements, and you definitely.
Oh,
we
easy.
all know you don't.
Oh,
The reason why what?
Stop playing when you get exposed.
The owner of the tapes have verbal consent on the video. That is his shit.
Yeah, but even if he does have that, if it's a sexual tape, he can't put it out. Like, you just can't put out a tape.
Yes, he can, because
of sex.
He himself.
Sex? What you say like
yeah,
that?
but there's a woman that's not consenting to the release of a sexual tape. You can't film a tape and be like, I'm putting it out because I'm cool with it.
Listen.
That's revenge porn.
Listen, what I'm telling you is, listen. Whenever the dude gets a little irritated and pissed off, I'm the voice of reason.
You've also said you've sent him a thing or two to make sure he's chilling. That might look like it's not from you, from him.
No, that's not. That ain't that, because he just fell on hard times. The nigga on his feet now, he driving around in Maseratis and Bentleys getting his money, right? He just fell on hard times. I didn't just meet this dude when this shit happened. I've been knowing the dude, right?
So you would vouch that basically he's not trying to use his tape as extortion against him.
That picture, that shit is funny, bro.
No, I mean, he never contacted them.
You definitely said that you was gonna use that as an extortion tactic, because anytime you got into it with niggas on Clubhouse, you be like, all right, I'm gonna bring it out. This is gonna be your fault. You the reason why it's gonna come out. You definitely use that as intimidation tactics and extortion tactics to get what you want off Clubhouse for sure. Because me and you got into it, and I said, put it out there, hoe ass nigga. You lying saying that it's out. You lying saying that this shit exists. Bust your motherfucking move, and you never did. That's actually a real conversation me and you had. So not really sure what you're talking about, brother.
Said nothing to him, right? You got to remember, bro. This didn't come out because Wack wanted it out. Hassan Campbell released this, bro.
It's true.
Nigga, Wack never said, hey, Black Sam or Nipsey Estate, do this or else. The first time y'all heard of this is Hassan released the recording. So what are you talking about? This shit had been in this dude's possession at least 2 years. 2-3 years. Nobody never knew about it, did they? Your first time hearing about it is Hassan Campbell releasing the recordings. So if the first time you hearing about it is Hassan Campbell releasing the recordings, where are you getting Wack used the tapes to win?
No. No one's accusing you. I think that would fall on the guy who has the tape. If he's using the tape,
why is Wack backtracking with so many of his statements recently? Have y'all noticed that he's like walking back all his statements and trying to pretend like he didn't say nothing?
Yeah, I never said that.
Guess what I never let him do?
Money. If he's using the
Guess
money,
what I never let him do? No, it's not. Look, I wouldn't give a fuck. He'd just call me a little disgruntled. Shit ain't work with Wack, man. My hand is bad. You know, shit. Only thing I got to make some money right now is this shit, right?
Which is an illegal tape that he can't publish.
But he's in the tape. He's in the tape.
But there's a woman in the tape that's not consenting.
It's all right. He could have blurred her out and just showed the woman ain't the draw, my nigga. Keeping it real. The woman ain't the draw to the tape.
Yeah, but he doesn't have consent from Nipsey to publish the tape.
He does have consent.
To publish the tape? So Nipsey's in the tape saying, you could put this tape anywhere. Put it on
He got consent from that dude telling him to record. Send me the recording from your phone. Nigga, I'm listening.
Yeah, but you work with Ray J. You know that's not how it works in porn. Yeah, you consent to the recording, but you also got to consent to the publishing. There's a lot of laws that got to govern
with Ray J.
Anything to do with videos of sexual nature.
You work with Ray J. You consent to the recording, but you don't consent to the world being able to see this. You work with Ray J. You know better. Stop lying, Officer Rat.
You can't just be like, all right, cool, since I had the permission to record, I have permission to publish.
But look, he got to deal with that. It ain't my tape.
I agree.
So what y'all like to do is overly involve me and shit. Hey, look, bro, do I know about the tapes? Yeah. Have I seen the tapes? Yeah. Have I looked out for the dude to calm him down till he find other means of making money? Yes.
Well, you put yourself in the middle of it too, because you say I'll get out the way, meaning like you're very important.
I can, nigga. That's my right. Bro, ain't no fucking law say I gotta stay in the middle of a fight, nigga.
No,
that's my right.
Why are you so mad when you're the one that brought all this to light and you're just getting caught up and we're trying to figure out why you're not a part of this situation that everybody else is a part of as far as extortion and, you know, racketeering and Rico and all this kind of stuff? Why has everybody else got a federal charge but you?
No, I agree.
Because
you're saying that we're involving you. We're involved.
Why are you getting so mad, Wack?
Akademiks. Now you yelling at academics. Now you hollering at academics.
Every time we hear about the tape, it's you saying, we've never heard nobody else.
If you and your girl is fighting, right, and she got your neck and you got her hair and I'm in the middle, if I want to get out the middle of y'all and let y'all beat each other to death, that's my fucking right.
No one has ever talked about the tape publicly, but you. Like we've never.
The other person has never even spoke on this shit out loud.
Yeah, nobody's ever even spoke on this shit, bro. Except you.
Where'd it come from?
Wait,
who exposed it?
No, Hassan.
You did, nigga. Hassan Campbell recorded your conversation and exposed it.
Yeah, Hassan Campbell just cut out your conversation.
Hassan Campbell exposed your conversation. Hassan Campbell didn't come out and say, "Hey, I got this." Hassan Campbell repeated something that you was talking about. That nigga showed your conversation.
No, I'm talking about of the important people. Like you could have been lying. You could have been lying. Actually, you just double down and say, "I never lied."
But see, this is what I'm not gonna do. See, you niggas is
the woman never spoke on the tape. Nipsey's dead, and the other guy.
If Hassan Campbell releases the recording, right? I'm me saying what I'm saying to him, and I come out and say I was lying. Know what they gonna say? Oh, you a bitch ass nigga. You scary. No, nigga, that's what it is. I said that. That's what that is. So what?
Yeah, you can say you said it, but you're the one. You have vouched that this exists.
Right, now that I'm thinking about it, the other person's never even came out and said anything.
There's no law. Hey, bro. There's no law against what's on that tape, bro.
Okay.
These are three women.
But when you're using it as a threat to say, you know, I'll put it out if you piss me off on Clubhouse, if this person upsets me, that person upsets me, blah, blah, blah.
The participants, are you insinuating something's going on the tape that was against somebody's will? Is that what you're saying?
I'm insinuating that if there's a homemade video of consented adults having sex, you cannot threaten to publish it, especially when one person died and you're trying to take it.
Threatened to publish it?
You've threatened to publish it multiple times and getting into arguments with people from the Rolling 60 neighborhood on Clubhouse.
Well, that was always an insinuation. Like, yo, hey.
No, it hasn't. Wait, no. You tell me who
you say if I get out the way, it's gonna come out. It feels like that's
that's
not you. Not you.
Because at that point, is no fuse box. This dude ain't no street dude. This nigga ain't even from California. He a regular, square nigga. So now if I say, hey, look, bro, don't call me about that shit. I don't give a fuck what you do, right? Outside of me saying, hey, look.
Boys! Go wash up for dinner. The meat and the beans are all in the same pot. So put rice, put the meat and the beans on top, and there's vegetables in there with the meat and the beans. Go eat. Go eat. It's your favorite time. It's time to eat. Yay.
Bro, dude got kids and shit. You know, like that shit probably ain't gonna be cool. You may want to keep that shit to yourself. You and the chick, right? He talks to the fucking chick in the tape. He talks to the baby mama right now to this day, right? So at the end of the day, if I get out your way and say, look, I don't give a fuck what you do, and this nigga wake up with $8 in his pocket, and a nigga over here talking about, I give you 50 grand right now. And he like, well, Wack told me don't call him about shit. He don't want to have nothing to do with nothing. Yeah, nigga, I'm a fuse box.
Be careful because that stove is hot. Take your time. You I can already hear you moving too fast. One of y'all go sit at the table. The other one make the plates. Everybody else get out the kitchen. Y'all stop doing everything on top of each other. Give each other space. Back the fuck up.
I'm a fuse box.
Okay, but like these secret tapes, like for example, even the Kim and Ray J shit, right? Her attorney got involved, and her attorney said there was no tape. And
guess what?
Okay.
And guess what? I want to see if you're gonna put the events in order. When the attorney said it was no tape, right? I challenged him. He never came back and said nothing. You know what Ray J did after that? You don't remember when he was in the Bahamas, what he did?
What did he do?
He went on live and showed the contracts. You don't remember?
Yeah.
See, the problem is you think you know everything and you just know what academics know. Ray J went on a rant for damn near 7 hours, bro.
Yeah, no.
In the Bahamas.
I'm not denying
showed the contract. Hold on. He showed the contracts.
No, I'm not denying
that. You look good. I see you. You look good. I see you with your pretty ass.
Right here, but if I'm ever saying I have some video, that's the Kevin Hart story. Some person was saying, even if you don't request money,
you know niggas go crazy for them pretty girls with the long hair.
This was contracted academics. I know you where niggas be mad that it's a street nigga on the level of how you in business, right?
Nigga, what are you talking about? You're in poverty. What are you talking about? How much more risk we gotta go through? Whoo, sheesh. Y'all might have to watch the rest of this through academics. Let's see how this go.
Wait, it was contracted with Vivid, or was it contracted for
contracted, spelled out
on
contract.
For Vivid to have it or for Wack100 to have it on a laptop?
What?
Hey, academics is up. We might kick it. Academics is up. Wax A double.
I said you said it was contracted. From what we know about the Kim K sex tape contract, it said there was a Vivid contract where that was a porn company. So when you come out and you're not associated with Vivid later, saying you have this,
who's not associated?
Are you associated with Vivid? I don't know.
I told you they're in the hard drive in the safe. That's what I said.
That has nothing to do with you being associated with Vivid.
Hey, go pull up the bootleg cam show, nigga.
Yeah, no, I got it right.
You niggas be slow. Pull up bootleg cam show. I told you, I'm not playing nothing close, nigga. Hey, let me tell you something, bro. Every motherfucking album I turned in, you know what I got in my safe?
You got the contracts, I would imagine.
No, and I got the drives.
Okay.
Right? So just because you turn in something to a company, right, don't mean you still don't got your drives, bro. Nobody ever said, and this
look at how academics pulled up the paperwork on this dog A double.
Well, you niggas is very weird at. Do this or else. Nobody never said that.
Okay, well, hey, and by the way, that's a big thing too. However, the feds might just look at it as a pattern of behavior. Why this nigga always got the tapes?
Man, shut the fuck up. You sound.
That's a good question. The feds might look at it like a pattern of behavior. Why do this nigga always got the tapes? Why does Wack have a video of everybody's wee-wee on his phone? Why are you the wee-wee? Why are you out here wrangling wee-wees? Why are you a wee-wee wrangler? Wrangling wee-wees is crazy, bro. You got to stop wrangling wee-wees, bro. Can't be out here wrangling wee-wees as a grown man. We don't need no more wee-wee wrangling. That's wild, bro.
Stupid as fuck, because we did a deal with Vivid, you stupid motherfucker. What are you talking about, bro? Why do we have them?
Listen,
we did a deal with Vivid. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but
why do we have them?
You didn't even know Ray J when that Kim Kardashian tape came out. What are you talking about?
Bringing up a tape that's unpublished, it feels like there's a little bit of a.
No,
you got
bro,
something you don't want out. Remember,
hey, bro,
the deal. If it didn't get published, then there was no deal for this tape or whatever tape you're talking about.
It definitely was. You want to bet?
To get put out. To get put out in the last couple of years.
Let's bet.
I'll take your word at it. I'll take your word at it.
No, let's bet 100.
I got 100. Let's bet. I got 100.
I'll tell you.
I'm gonna call them on academic stream one day.
Word at it.
I do got academics number. Don't ask me how I got it. Academics don't even know I got academics number, but I do. Expert level creep.
What the fuck?
Listen, all I know is that Kim.
No, act. See, here go the thing is, you wasn't around. Academics didn't exist, but we talking 03, 04 shit. You don't know academics.
I'm not saying there wasn't.
Didn't exist.
I'm not saying there wasn't contracts that involved some type of sex tape. What I'm saying is that when you have a woman
All
who's
right,
then coming out to say,
calm it down,
yo,
calm it down.
over my dead body, I can't believe this is happening again. I got the right to turn.
Ray J, Sexy Can I came out maybe 2008. Wack just told a stupid lie. Because he keeps saying how, oh, well, you wasn't around. You wasn't
7
around,
or 8,
you
yeah.
wasn't around Ray J until Sexy Can I. The Kim Kardashian tape came out like 2003, 2004.
Yeah? Nah.
When did the song Sexy Can I? When did
Nah,
the song
that was like
Sexy Can I by Ray
2005
J get
tape.
released to the public
Wait,
on
you
VH1
could be
or
right.
any type of major media release?
The song Sexy Can I by Ray J featuring Young Berg was officially released to the public on January 15th, 2008.
2008, yeah. So what is he talking about? Nigga, you wasn't even around Ray J then. You didn't come around Ray J till Sexy Can I in 2008. Let me see something real quick. When was the infamous adult film starring Kim Kardashian and Ray J released to the public through Vivid Entertainment?
The infamous adult film starring Kim Kardashian and Ray J, titled Kim Kardashian Superstar, was released to the public through Vivid Entertainment on February 21st, 2007. The tape gained widespread attention and played a significant role.
2007.
So Wack's so busy lying, he don't even know when the tape came out. He just said 2003. It came out 2007. You wasn't around Ray J 2008. So many lies, so many lies, so many lies and so little truths.
I'm going to make sure this doesn't come out. Why is this happening? It feels
So
like
what you're saying is we're lying and she's not. That
no,
what you're saying?
No.
Yeah.
It feels like she's feeling under pressure or duress that someone is going to put out something that she, and again, maybe retroactively, and we know women do this, no longer wants to get published, right? So maybe contractually, it should have got
That has
published.
nothing to do with what's already contracted. You
Well,
know what I'm saying?
well,
See, if something's already contracted, that means you have knowledge of, right? You agreed to, you accepted and received payment, right?
Okay.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So there's no secret. There's no, you don't know what's going on. I'm
Yeah,
simply
because
telling
you
you,
ain't
bro,
matching up, Wack.
that when a motherfucker call me a liar, right, I'm going to challenge you to that. When Bootleg Kev asked me,
well, you're not a truther.
I said, damn, this ain't, bro. What you going to do with him? What did I say?
What are you saying? I don't think you say anything. Right?
See, that means, I'm asking you this act because I'm starting to learn that you don't be knowing what's going on. The content is there. I can't erase it.
You got a minute left of this video, bro.
I love how Wack is trying to make Akademiks think that he doesn't know exactly what he knows in front of him. He's trying to convince Akademiks that he doesn't know the truth.
I think you're taking me bringing up these incidents as me making an accusation. What I'm saying is that it's a reasonable person would say this. Why, when it comes
You're supposed to know what I said.
No, I hear
Why are you talking over him?
Just saying. No, I'm just saying. By the way, I've never accused you of extortion for any of these things. What I'm saying is that a reasonable person.
What did I say?
A reasonable person would say.
The only thing.
All right, man. We're gonna go out here to the next one, man. Red dot to the left. Y'all know the rest, and it's free.
Let's see what this is.
Like the same, like Cook Cracking the same, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. More of this good content we got going on here at 10 and Trap News Network. Good news you can use. Good knowledge, you can't get nobody's college. Big dog, tap in with that tap in to make sure you're in fact tapped in with that good tap in. If you ain't tapped in with that good tap in, man. Like, comment, subscribe.
Actually, no, we out here, bro. Yeah, we out here. It's too long, man. Whoever's in here, man, stay to the next one, man. We going to the next one, man. We already did a lot about this. Wack Akademiks. All right. So everybody tapping in. Peace. We going to the next one.